In California, it is illegal to light up or snack on any kind of marijuana product if you're behind the wheel, but that's not stopping some drivers from using marijuana products and enjoying the ride.
I like to smoke and drive like all the time, and I don't really see like a problem with it. I think it's easier when you smoke before.
Did you smoke on your way here?
No, no.
Anderson is unaware of the possible dangers of driving while high. She thinks it makes her a better driver.
I think a lot of people say like, oh, smoking helps me to calm safely, less like road rage, which is true. Like, it's happened to me a few times where like someone cuts you off but you're high, so you're just like, whatever, dude, it's fine.
Although the same field sobriety test is used to determine impairment from both marijuana and alcohol, marijuana affects the body very differently than alcohol. The University of California San Diego's Center for Medicinal Cannabis Research teamed up with the California Highway Patrol to study those differences.
When you smoke cannabis, the THC binds to different receptors in your brain, and they're all over your brain, and it can have a number of effects on a person's behavior and functioning. In contrast, alcohol tends to be a little more or much more of a disinhibiting type of drug.
Sure, you can be high, but just be safe and be at home. If you're going to drink and be at home, or plan ahead, call Uber, call Lyft, call rideshare, call friend. Just don't get behind the wheel is the main message in this.
It may be less impairing to be under the influence of cannabis compared to that of alcohol in certain circumstances. This depends on physical attributes of the user as well as the user's experience with the drug.
As far as oral swabs, there's a lot of tests out there. We tested one many years ago in the city of LA called the Draeger, and that's one of the many oral fluid tests. We found it to be very accurate when comparing it to blood results. But what does that mean? Just because you smoked weed doesn't mean you're high or impaired.
That makes it difficult for police to determine how much marijuana is too much when it comes to smoking and driving.
I would say you have a lot more control, like when you're smoking, than when you're drinking and like driving. Like, I would never drink and drive.
We use the basic test that every police agency across the nation uses, which is your standardized field sobriety test. That will determine if there's impairment. Doesn't matter what it's being caused by, whether it's alcohol, cannabis, heroin, cocaine, meth. All those are drugs that cause impairment. Our most common times we come across cannabis is in driving.
What we're trying to do in our study is see whether, in fact, those field sobriety tests are good measures of impairment due to cannabis, because cannabis tends to be more subtle than alcohol.
In Los Angeles, this has been Rachel Haik reporting.